Hello, this is Dinah Lane for Channel 18 in Harwich, and I'm here today with Matt Cinto, who is the conductor, founder, and music director of the Cape Cod Chamber Orchestra. And we have had Matt on before, and now we are going to hear from him again about what he's been doing and what he is going to be doing with his orchestra. Welcome, Matt.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm sorry we can't be in person, but this
Yes,
is this is the world we're in now.
it is the world we're in, and you know it very well, better than many, because of your profession. And I'd actually like to ask, just first of all, a general question about how has it been for you? How have you been needing to adjust in these times? Clearly, it's a totally different situation.
The first couple of months were a little rough, I think, trying to process what was going on and also not really knowing what the trajectory was, what is our timeline with it, and still now we still don't really know what that timeline is. But I think I've kind of come to terms with what we need to do at the chamber orchestra to keep music going and keep the momentum of our orchestra going. It's been a part of reimagination, I would say, of our season. As you
Right.
can imagine, a lot of orchestras, myself included, we worked very diligently programming our entire concert season, working with the musicians, working with the venue we're performing at, working with the various organizations that we're working with. That's another big part of what we do. And for all of that to just be kind of thrown up in the air suddenly, it was a little scary, I will say. And also just there's a lot of grief behind it too, because I put so much time into crafting I think some really interesting programs for our audience, and it's it was back to the drawing board in about a few weeks
Yeah.
of being we had to
Right.
we canceled our April concert. We were supposed to perform that concert in July, and we canceled that again. Um, and now we're planning on rescheduling that concert probably in 2021 in the summertime, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, it's in many ways now going virtual with our season. I'm doing a lot of the things that I've wanted to do with the orchestra in terms of videotaping and getting professional recording and working with a videographer and those types of things. We haven't really had the opportunity to do those to do that because we've been really focusing on doing concerts in
Hmm.
person. That's been what
Yeah.
we've been doing.
So this
So
is a silver lining in a sense.
yeah, I keep saying that. I keep saying that, and and we're able to be a little nimble on our feet because I think we're a smaller organization, so we can kind of, well, okay, it's not going to work, then we'll reschedule that, or no, this isn't working. We
Right.
can,
Right. It's
we
a
don't
time
have.
to be creative as you are. And it sounds like you have been, and I know you do have a virtual concert coming up very soon.
Mhm.
So perhaps you can tell us a little bit about what that is and what to expect, how we can access it.
So this coming Friday, October 2nd, at 7 o'clock, we will be releasing our virtual concert, basically our season opener. That's the way we're thinking about it. It's a concert that we filmed at the end of August at the New Church Preservation in Yarmouth, which is a very old Swedenborgian congregation that's no longer operational. It's now owned by the town of Yarmouth as a sort of historic preservation and a really wonderful performance space. And we did a string quartet concert there last year, and I've become close with the manager there, and we decided that would be the ideal location, being that there's no other people accessing the venue currently. It's not like our regular performance space in Harwich, which has a lot of people moving out of it. And we didn't feel, and also the church didn't feel like it was the safest place for us to bring in a dozen of our musicians, which I completely understand. So fortunately, we're able to find the space in Yarmouth, which has a really rustic backdrop, which I think is fitting for a lot of the pieces we'll be performing on that program. So we had a fun weekend, got the group together, everyone wearing masks, distancing, um, just trying to do it as safely as possible, and also adhering with the state guidelines with indoor gatherings. That's the toughest thing for any type of arts organization right now is they only really allow 25 individuals in an indoor space at a time, and our orchestra usually is 25 musicians anyway. At
Yeah.
our full, at our between 25 and 30 people at our largest size. So I cut the group in half. We just used string players
Mhm.
for this recording, also to reduce any effects of aerosols with wind players and those things. There's still a lot of research coming out about the virus that it can potentially spread that way. So we limited to string players and put together a shorter program. Usually our concerts run around 2 hours with an intermission. This is about an hour long program
Mhm.
with no break.
Okay.
We felt that that would be better for online viewing
Right.
if it was shorter. And we also
Okay.
we recorded a little documentary with interviews with some of the musicians in which they spoke about, and interviews with myself speaking about what it's been like being a musician and in a pandemic and having your livelihood just kind of collapsing slowly with gig cancellations and all sorts of things.
Mhm.
So that it was great to hear from our members because and a lot of them I haven't seen in 6 months or so, and also for most of them they hadn't played in any type of orchestra setting since February. So it was kind of a reawakening. It
Yeah, it
was
must have
really
been
great.
kind of exciting from that standpoint, just to be
Yeah,
able to see everybody again, albeit with masks and needing to be socially distant, but nonetheless, you're doing it and you're there and you're making music, and that is really something to be acclaimed, I think. So your concert is going to be on October 2nd, is that right? It's
hmm
going to be aired on October 2nd?
yes, at 7 o'clock, and I would suggest everyone goes to our Cape Cod Chamber.org
Mm-hmm.
website, which will have the various streaming links. We'll be offering it on Facebook, on our website directly, and also on YouTube. And
Mm-hmm.
if you can't tune in at that time, we'll have the video online for several weeks after that
Oh,
for
that's
you
great.
to view.
Wonderful.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's free. However, it would be great for people to make donations. I gather that would be really good.
that would be
A
great.
virtual ticket, so to speak, right?
Yeah, we have a virtual ticket which you can find on our website. It's just $20. It's not required to view the concert, but it is a donation. And
Uh, yeah, okay. And
we
is that something that will be able to be accessed also when it's streaming over the next few weeks on YouTube and so forth?
yes, yes,
Okay.
we'll leave that option available. Not having in-person ticket sales has
Hmm.
been pretty financially devastating to us. So really,
Yeah.
any type of donation, whether it be via virtual ticket or a contribution on our website, is very helpful. So we can continue to
Mhm.
do these types of programs throughout the season.
So can you tell us what the concert will be? In fact, what is the music that you're playing? I know you're doing some Mozart, some Barber.
hmm
What is the name of the concert and what's the pitch?
So we're calling it spatial sonorities, and sonorities being sounds, which is a musical term. Spatial being that we are spaced out. And actually, one of our violinists, Michael, came up with the name, and I was just like, "This is great." I wasn't really sure what to call the concert because I like to have, some type of overall arc to it. And
Yes.
I think the distancing part and wearing masks is just such a form of our identity now. Well, everyone and the orchestra
Mhm.
included. So it felt very fitting.
It has to be.
Um,
Yes. And so
yeah.
then after this concert, you have a few more concerts planned, maybe some more online and then hopefully some in person. Is that right?
Well, that's right. We actually we're planning on filming another virtual concert in November to be released in December. And I have a hunch we will be doing that at least for our February concert. I am fingers crossed we can do our April program, which is a collaboration with Wildcare Cape Cod.
Mm.
Um, my original idea for the season was for it to be nature themed, which is something that I've really gravitated to since living here for a couple of years. So I'm hoping we can still keep that collaboration on our schedule, but we'll see. It's not something that will go away if we can't perform it. I just put it in my pocket, and we'll do it at a later date. But it's that concert in particular I'm really looking forward to. So we'll see. Otherwise, we'll plan on doing more of these virtual concerts for this season.
Right. Well, that's the best plan. And then, do you have any ideas about doing outdoor concerts, perhaps? Because I know a lot of people feel more comfortable outdoors. I don't know if that works for your group, or whether you would have a venue, but you could do that.
We've done some research, and there are several locations on Cape Cod which it would be possible. It's something that I'll probably will revisit in the spring potentially, and most likely this summer. The thing that's difficult with our group is that we are, an acoustic ensemble, I guess, but
Right.
So we would need to be, in order to play outdoors with a string orchestra, within any orchestra in general, requires amplification. There's more moving parts that we'd have to sort of figure out, and also the instruments themselves need protection from the sun. Because a lot of the instruments that the musicians play are very old and very expensive, and any type of direct sunlight can be devastating over a long period of time. So there's some things we would have to figure out.
But you're thinking, and you're being creative, and you have to stay open, I guess.
Yeah, I think we have to be.
Like you've pivoted very well, actually, from what you had originally planned to this virtual concert, the Spatial Sonorities, which is coming right up, and others to come. So it's delightful to talk with you. Is there anything else you would like to share before we wrap up here?
I would just say, if you're watching this and you're a musician or you're managing an arts organization, just be open to learning something new, to trying different things. No one's judging anyone right now. I think it's just, this is the time to learn and to grow. And and you'll learn tools that you'll then be able to take, years down the line. I think that's what I've been learning. Because every day is new to me. Every day is different. We're always thinking of different ideas about programming and what do we want to do and what would be meaningful at this point in time. And just you can't give up. It requires an unbelievable amount of perseverance and commitment, but there are options out there to
also
keep the momentum going. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much, Matt Cinto of Cape Cod Chamber Orchestra, and be sure to tune in on October 2nd or thereafter, because it will be streaming for a few weeks, to hear the Spatial Sonorities concert. This is Dinah Lane for Channel 18 in Harwich. Thank you so much.